Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another interesting interview session, CNETV interview session, a program where we invite innovators, stakeholders, influencers to come talk about the state of the ecosystem. So today we are going to be looking at a very interesting topic. You know, people have been talking about this topic, and so we want to get some clarity about this topic, convergence of forex and crypto market. How do you think these two is going to be able to coexist, or how do you think these two have some similarities? These are more we're going to be looking at in this interview. I'm Lee Uchamohiri, your anchor for this interview. So I have with me a forex expert, a professional who has been in the ecosystem for 15 years, more than 15 years, who is going to be joining us to discuss this topic. I'm talking about Sunil Sawlani, who is the CEO FS Unicorn, who is joining us from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So now you are welcome to CNETV interview session.
Thank you very much, Lee. Thank you for having me here today, and I look forward to our session.
It's our pleasure to have you today. How is Dubai today?
Dubai is the peak of summer, so we're having extremely hot weather, hot and humid weather. But yeah, being approaching mid-August, that's when you see temperatures in the excess of 45 degrees.
Yes, I understood that Dubai temperature is kind of extreme. When it's cold, it goes to the extreme. When it's hot, it goes to the extreme. It's quite unfortunate that it's extreme at this moment, and it's very sunny there. So nice to having you. So we'll go for a short break. When we return, I would like to get a brief about yourself, and then we'll dive in proper into the interview session. We'll be right back.
CNETV, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency and fintech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETV.
Yeah, welcome back. It's still CNETV interview session. So we're talking about convergence of forex and crypto market today. So I have my guest, Sunil Sawlani. Sunil Sawlani, I would like to get a brief about yourself and your background before we proceed to the interview proper.
Thank you so much. Yes, a very quick brief about myself. I have been trading the markets, primarily the forex markets, for well over 15 years now, and been living in Dubai since the last 15 years. I actually started my trading by trading futures and options, but the minute I discovered FX, I was smitten by the bug. So we have evolved, or I have evolved to a point where I obviously started trading for myself initially and for close family and friends. And then when the business got much more interesting, I moved to Dubai in 2005, and subsequently, we grew our business and expanded our client base in this region. And we had a dream to create a unicorn, which is why we are called FX Unicorn. So we set up our company in the UK with the absolute zeal and passion to create something very unique and authentic in the FX market. Authentic is a key word I'll speak about later. And the unicorn, of course, signifies creating $1 billion business. And this is our dream today, and I could say we are well on the road towards getting that.
Interesting, a very nice one, and a very nice background there with lots of experience. So I would like to get your opinion on this. There have been discussions about crypto and forex. Do you think there are some similarities when it comes to these two? Are there some similarities?
Oh, there are absolute similarities. from the perspective of trading, speculating, crypto is now gaining global acceptance and massive interest. Everybody, no matter what they do, has heard about Bitcoin at the very least, and they've heard the term cryptocurrency, and there's this they pique their interest. It's a financial instrument. It has become a financial instrument widely available on many platforms today. Traditionally, an FX platform would offer you FX and commodities primarily, but now you see many FX brokers also incorporate cryptos. So definitely the similarities are there. I think the major difference from a investor perspective or a trading perspective is that the obviously the leverage that you get on cryptos is very limited compared to the available leverage on trading FX. This stems from the volatility you see in the crypto markets. Volatility can be very extreme, way beyond FX. But other than that, it is gaining interest. As I say, trading volumes on cryptos are increasing by the day. Um, then, if you talk outside of trading, you talk about regulation. Regulation is coming into the crypto industry slowly. FX, as you know, is there's no exchange, but it's a very regulated market. So yes, this would be my answer to similarities. The dissimilarities would be from a trading perspective, from a fund manager perspective. I would say the leverage, the available leverage on cryptos has some catching up to do. But that's another whole new chapter, a whole new topic.
And to hear that, there are some similarities there. So let me look at this. Many people, even the crypto space is volatile. And there are these returns, heavy returns, even though it's very volatile. When I was checking some of the top gainers today, I had some traders volume there. Even the crypto volume, trade volume is over 100 and something $billion. So crypto tends to be more volatile, or tends to give more returns more than forex. Do you agree with that? And what have you about that?
That's a very, very interesting question. If you want to compare an apple with an apple, anything that's more volatile by definition can give you more higher potential for returns. But on the risk side, you also have the higher potential for a bigger loss in a very short time. That is an after effect, that is an impact of the volatility you see in the markets. But why I find the question very, very interesting. Now, while I'm trading cryptos myself, we do offer a crypto portfolio. I'm a strong advocate of FX beyond crypto. And your question leads me into something I would like to bring up at this point in time. You're very, very right that most people's perception is, oh, FX, it's boring compared to crypto. I can make 30% a day in crypto, but I could make maybe on the same token 2 or 3% a day in forex. Now, we want to compare an apple with an apple. On cryptos, you would traditionally get very low leverage, maybe 1:5 or 1:10. Of course, on FX for the retail side, you get leverage as high as 1:500. I'm not saying, I'm again not advocating we use one in such high leverage. But the point I'm making is if you want to compare crypto trading potential versus FX trading potential, then we have a model which does just that. Meaning we can showcase that in FX, you can make the same amount of money. You can make a lot of money if you deploy the leverage and you know what you're doing. And in fact, we created a program we call the Small Investor Management Program, which we launched during COVID last year. Because what happened was, I hope I'm not going off on a tangent, but this is very relevant to your question.
No problem, go ahead.
We created a model which basically addressed the needs of so many people who found themselves overnight in a position where there was no job security, salaries were not being paid, and they had to look for additional ways of making money. Now, crypto, there's a learning curve to crypto beyond FX because a lot of people, like I said earlier, they've heard Bitcoin, they've heard the term cryptocurrencies, they've heard the term blockchain. Beyond that, they wouldn't know what to do. Whereas FX is much simpler. You can go online, open an account, and be set up in no time at all without any learning process whatsoever, at least to get set up. So we launched this program and we are able to showcase that you can get extremely massive returns even in FX. But it comes down to whether you're trading FX or whether you're trading cryptos, it boils down to risk management. The volatility in cryptos is without a doubt exceeds, what you see in FX. But you can make the same amount of money trading FX as you can trading cryptos if you deploy the right amount of leverage, and most importantly, if you know what you're doing.
I read your profile and I saw you. You have a lot of experience in the forex space. So, what are some of the contributions that you are making in the forex and crypto ecosystem?
Okay, let me start by Forex because again, that's our main bane. I would be humble enough to say we made our contributions can be measured in, we are very low profile, we are under the radar. But of course, it's a small industry in Dubai, in particular, this region. So I think it's fair to say that most of the people in this industry know me personally, and most of them now have heard of FX Unicorn. Having said that, I'm a great believer and I have a great affinity for addressing the small investor segment. And we've had the opportunity to run some events, invited events, where we present what FX offers even to a layman. I have a particular affinity for Africa, Lee, which would interest you. I mean, I have spent considerable time in Africa before I moved to Dubai, and we have actually done some. I was a keynote speaker at the FX event, the first FX event held in Lagos. I can't remember which year it was now. I was also a keynote speaker at an event organized by a major player there, where you had bank officials and central bank people. Again, this was in the about mid 2010 or thereabouts, 2010, 2012. So we try to do our bit because there's a lot of people who want to get into these markets. They don't know enough, and they think this is only for the big players. Which is something that we want to correct. It's the wrong impression. I mean, if you understand leverage, you equally know that you can open an account with a small amount and still be in the market trading with the big boys. So we are also very, very, very passionate about education. We have a lot of programs we run for people who want to get into these markets, starting from the basic understanding of the financial markets, then moving into the understanding of the crypto markets and the forex markets, and then we have, of course, modules where we educate people who are seasoned traders. So, in a nutshell, we have great ambition to launch education and to create like a learn and earn and learn program. And we have a footprint in Africa and we'd like to expand that. We are very, very, very eager to team up with people who share the same vision so we can expand this business globally, but more specifically to those people who can benefit from it the most.
Thank you very much for that, one, and for your interest in Africa is a very nice one, and it's a very booming business over here, which people are so much interested in. We talk about crypto and for FX, that's forex trading. So, do you think crypto and forex can coexist or do you think it's just one will fizzle out the other? What's your thought around that?
I could make it a very simple one sentence answer. They already coexist, don't they? The crypto is running now side by side with FX, so definitely they coexist. And I see this continuing. But I'm also of the belief that there will never be a time you will see cryptos eradicate all currencies. There will also equally never be a time where you'll have one single global currency, be it the US dollar or whatever it may be. So the crypto and financial markets will continue to coexist. And yeah, the potential is massive. The volumes that we are seeing every day, the volumes in FX alone are over 6 billion per day. 6 trillion, I beg my pardon. I'm not even up to date with the trading volumes we are seeing in cryptos, Bitcoin and the other cryptos so far. So the coexistence is there and it will remain, in my opinion.
Interesting. Finally, before we draw the curtain on today's episode of CNETV interview session, I would like to get your opinion. How do you see the future for blockchain, for cryptocurrency and forex?
Cryptocurrencies, let's address that separately. Forex, I just see the future. We are at 6 trillion per day now. When I entered this business, again, I may get my numbers wrong, but I'm certain it was less than a trillion. So you're talking about 600% growth in about 15 to 20 years. I just see that growing more and more. Cryptos, I cannot really comment with authority. I can simply give my opinion because cryptos is evolving. There are issues about regulation. There are issues about it being decentralized. I'm not really, and I wouldn't. It wouldn't be fair to answer that question as a crypto expert. So we leave it there.
Okay, interesting. We see that forex has really stayed for long, more than 100 years now, if I'm not wrong. It has existed. So that's a very nice one, hearing from you, Sunil Sawlani, CEO, FS Unicorn. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and I wish you every success in your aspirations and your plans to grow globally. I'm sure you'll do very well, and it's really refreshing to see a nice young face out there with a lot of passion. I wish you every luck, and thank you again for having me here today.
Thank you very much. Thank you kindly for those nice words. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye for now.